Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 3 of my Road to All boss drop series. I hope everyone has been doing well in the time that I have been gone. I hope you guys understand I just needed a break from Runescape. It was all getting a bit stale for me and I was only really playing just to be making videos. But now my real motivation to play the game is back, and why not kick off my return with an episode of the series you guys seem to like. Now it's been a while, so I'm just going to go over what we're doing here once again. On the screen you can currently see stage 1 and then 3 bosses. Each stage will have 3 bosses. In this case it's Kiara, the Queen Black Dragon and Commander Ziliana, and in order to move on to the next stage I'll have to get every single unique item from at least 2 of these bosses. So in this case we've already completed the Queen Black Dragon. In the other episodes we got all of the unique items, so in this case we will not be returning to the Queen Black Dragon just because we've already collected all the unique items that we can from her. So instead we'll be focusing our full attention on Commander Ziliana and Kiara. Also, the reason that I made it so I only need to complete 2 of the bosses in order to move on to the next stage, that's because let's say I complete Commander Ziliana today and we get 7 out of 7 on her and 7 out of 7 on the Queen Black Dragon, and then also let's say for example we get one of the items that we need from Kiara and we're stuck on that one item. I don't want to go through like 3 or 4 episodes just showing Kiara content. I wouldn't really want to get in a position where I'm only showing 1 boss per episode. So I made it so we only have to complete 2, so there's at least 2 bosses per episode. And that obviously makes it less stale for me, and it also makes it less stale for you guys to watch. Just thought I'd clear that up because a lot of people were asking. But now that we've got that out of the way, let's see which items we are going to be looking for in this episode. From Commander Ziliana, we have already obtained 2 Saradomin hilts, 1 Armadillo crossbow, 3 Saradomin swords, 1 Saradomin's hiss, 3 Saradomin's murmurs, and 8 Saradomin's whispers. So the only one we are looking for in this episode is the offhand Armadillo crossbow. So to start off this episode, I'm going to do 8 hours of Commander Ziliana. Also, yeah, I forgot to mention in the brief update that we're going to be doing 15 hours of bossing per episode. In the first episode, I split it 5 hours between each boss, but now I only need to go to 2 bosses, so I'm going to try and get that offhand from Commander Ziliana within that 8 hours. And if I do manage to get that offhand, then I'm going to move on to a monster in stage 2. Because we've already done Kiara a couple of times in my other episodes, so I just think it would be pretty cool to move on to a completely new monster. However, if we don't end up getting the offhand, then I'm just going to do the rest of the hours on Kiara. And speaking of Kiara, let's see what we are aiming to get from him. We already have gotten 3 Armadillo boots, 1 Armadillo chain skirt, 3 Armadillo chest plates, 1 Armadillo helmet, and 2 pairs of Armadillo gloves. The only 2 items that we are looking to get is the Armadillo hilt and the Armadillo buckler. Will we get them? Who knows? We may even end up completing Kiara before we complete Commander Ziliana. That would be quite funny considering we only need 1 item from Commander Zilli and 2 from Kiara. But obviously anything can happen, and with that being said, let's begin. So the first drop of this episode comes with a Sara sword. I've already gotten a few of those, and that's just another one to add onto the collection. Just a reminder, the only drop that we need to get is the offhand Armadillo crossbow. I really hope that we get it fairly soon, just so that we can use a lot of the hours in this episode on phase 2, but if we don't manage to get it, then that would suck. I actually remember seeing someone on Reddit posting that he didn't get the offhand Armadillo crossbow for quite a while, and this was fairly recently. I think he had like 2k kill count or something similar, and he had only just got on the Armadillo crossbow, so hopefully that's not the same for me. I just want to move on to phase 2, and I know you guys will enjoy seeing phase 2 rather than these 2 bosses again. Wow, literally like 3 kills later and we get another Saradomin sword. Not really happy with this just because the Saradomin sword isn't really worth much. I mean, it's like 150k. If we got a hilt, for example, I mean, I'd gladly welcome a hilt. But yeah, the Saradomin sword isn't really worth anything. Nearing the end of the first hour and we get the first amulet today, and it ends up being the Saradomin's murmur. Hopefully we don't get too many of these because just like the Saradomin sword, they're just not really worth that much. Just give me the damn offhand Armadillo crossbow and I'll be very, very happy. Well, we get our second amulet about half an hour into the second hour, and it is the Saradomin's hiss. Obviously not too hyped about this because when we got the last amulet I said these are not really worth anything. This is worth like 60k, so it might as well have been another restore and brew drop. And I look away from the screen for a minute and we get teleported out by our pet, I think. Yeah, the legendary pet drags you away. I guess I just got low and didn't realize. Gonna head straight back there. Oh, so we get another Saradomin's hiss, another amulet to add to the collection. Nothing much has happened this third hour. I mean, we only have 10 minutes left. Still hoping for that offhand. And we get another amulet drop. This time it is the Saradomin's murmur once again. That's 4 within these 4 hours. Only half an hour to go until we get to the 5th hour. So around 4.5 hours left of Commander Ziliana. That's obviously if we don't get the offhand. So we have not been playing RuneScape for a while. I took a little like month and a half or 2-month break. Mainly just because I haven't really been motivated to play, and I've just been playing other games like PUBG, League of Legends. The new runes just came out on there, so I've been playing that a lot. And some Counter-Strike here and there. But I think with the new boss pet update, I'm going to be back on on the grind. So we're going to carry on with this 5th hour of Commander Ziliana where we left off. And just something I wanted to point out here, which I think is very cool. If you look at my chat log, it says your luck of the drawstring shines brightly and it tells you what you receive now. But this now gives you a clear indication of what it gives you. So I think that's very cool. And what we're going to be doing here is aiming for the attack boss pair. I currently have 114 mil XP in that. So hopefully it doesn't take too long to come, and also we'll be getting the Constitution pair along with that, or at least aiming for it. So yeah, time to get back on the grind. We are currently 4 hours and 30 minutes into Commander Ziliana, another 2.5 hours to go. The first drop back, and it's another damn amulet. Not sure how many we have of this one, but we already have it for sure. We only have to get the offhand armored crossbow, so obviously that's the main item that we're going to be looking out for. We are into the 5th hour now, and we just got a Saradomin's Murmur drop. I wonder where that is. It's right here. Another amulet to add to the collection. And we get another Saradomin's Whisper. I'm honestly sick and tired of getting all these amulets now. I just really want the offhand armored crossbow. Hopefully it just doesn't take us forever to get. Also, just remember that Jagex actually released the drop rates on every single boss drop, including Commander Ziliana. So apparently it is a 1 in 384 to get any of the unique items. So it's 1 in 384 for every single unique item apart from the Saradomin hilt, which is 1 in 512. I honestly thought the amulets were a much more easy drop to get, mainly because just take a look at the amount of them that we got down below. Any one of those could have just been substituted for the offhand or a normal armored crossbow, but unfortunately for us they were not. So it just seems like we are getting very unlucky with which unique it rolls. I mean, technically we are getting quite lucky because we are getting a lot of uniques, but just not the ones that we need. Hey, we just hit 90 million XP in Constitution, only another 14 mil to go until we hit level 120 in that. That'll be our second 120 ever. I think in the last episode we ended up getting 120 attack, so progress is being made there. Straight after we get that 90 mil XP in Constitution, we end up getting our first effigy. At least I think it's the first effigy of the episode. So in there we just have some free Slayer XP. Oh, so we get a drop that is not an amulet and it's a Saradomin sword. Yay. Okay, 8 hours of Commander Ziliana have been done. I decided I'm going to do 8 hours of Commander Zilly and then another 7 hours of Kiara. Hopefully we get luckier there than we were here. The two drops that we're looking to get are the Armadillo Hilt and the Armadillo Buckler. So we get our first drop of Kiara, and it's within the first hour. It's within the first 40 minutes, and it's the Armadillo Chain Skirt. Not going to lie, any drop that we get at Kiara is going to be pretty nice since they're all worth around 2 mil each. So it's not like Commander Ziliana where we're going to be getting the amulets all the time where they're worth under 100k. These are actually worth something, so I don't mind getting the repeats. But remember, we're looking for the Armadillo Hilt and the Armadillo Buckler. Oh shit, we just got Morty the Constitution pet. I wasn't expecting this whatsoever. I mean, I knew we were gonna obviously have a chance of getting it now that we're back and the combat pets have been released, but I didn't think we'd get them this early on. And wow, the first one that I got was Morty. I actually thought it was gonna be the attack one, but I guess it makes sense. We're doing Constitution all the time, no matter what we're training, attack, ranged, mage. Constitution is always going to be there. But yeah, what a drop. That is really motivating. And we're still within the first hour of doing Kiara. We have around 6 hours left, so you never know. Maybe we get 2 combat pets in one episode of this Road to All Boss Drop series. So the second hour of Kiara was very quiet, and at the beginning of the third hour, we end up getting an Armadillo chestplate. Like I said, just keep the drops coming. This one's worth 2.7 mil, so I'm very happy with that. Picking up another drop 20 minutes later, and we got Armadillo gloves. So 3 of the drops that we've got already in this episode so far, we have gotten in the past. However, like I said, the items that Kiara drops are all worth quite a bit, so I don't mind getting them. Oh yes, we finally got one of the items that we needed. We got the Armadillo Buckler right here. I think my Elektronomia pet just picked it up automatically just because it's just running around picking up everything. But yeah, in the chat you can see Armadillo Buckler, very, very nice. Now all we need is the Armadillo Hilt, and we will be done with Kiara. If we can get that this episode and start off stage 2, that would be insane. We got an effigy here, just going to use this on Slayer once again. Another effigy here, quite nice, got around 200k Slayer XP this episode just from effigies. Currently on the 5th hour, and we get another Armadillo chestplate, very nice. I think this is the most expensive item, so we will take it. And we get another drop. I think this is the 5th or 6th drop that we get. It's an Armadillo helmet this time. Haven't got one of those this episode, but in the previous episodes we have gotten them. Okay, so we are done with the 7 hours of Kiara. That means we are done. Let's take a look at where we stand now after this episode. With Kiara, we do move up to 6 out of 7 of the unique items gained. If we take a look at all the unique items that we've gotten 3 Armadillo boots, 2 chain skirts, 5 chest plates, 2 helmets, 3 pairs of gloves, and 1 Armadillo buckler. And we are going to be looking for the Armadillo hilt next episode, along with the offhand Armadillo crossbow from Commander Ziliana. Really wanted to get that wrap this episode so I could move on to stage 2, but unfortunately it was not the case. I can't control what items I get. But at the end of this episode, we have got a total of 2 Saradomin hilts, 1 Armadillo crossbow, 6 Saradomin swords, 6 Saradomin murmurs, and 10 Saradomin's whispers. If we take a look at the total amount of kills this episode, I got 307 Kiara kills, 0 QBD kills, and 527 Commander Ziliana kills. And if we take a look at the totals throughout the whole series, we've got an 808 Kiara kills, 227 QBD kills, and a whopping 1,251 Commander Ziliana kills. So kind of a disappointing episode just because we didn't move on to stage 2, but I guess that's fine. We can just move on to stage 2 next episode, at least if the luck is there. I mean, we're going to try and do like 7.5 hours of each Commander Ziliana and Kiara for the next episode, hunting the Armadillo Hill and offhand Armadillo crossbow. And also, I know I asked this at the end of the last episode, but please tell me what boss you'd like to see within stage 2. Remember, I kind of want to do the easy bosses and then make my way up to the harder bosses. I'm thinking of adding a Godwars Dungeon 2 boss and a Godwars Dungeon 1 boss, so please tell me which one of each you'd like to see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's good to be back. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I shall see you in the next video. Peace!